Have you ever noticed? Sometimes it's not the insult that hurts you. It's how deeply it shakes something already wounded inside you. One rude word, one look, one moment, and suddenly your whole emotional world collapses. But here is something uncomfortable. Maybe you are not reacting to them. Maybe you are reacting to a part of yourself you never understood. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Most people think they lose situations because others are cruel. But the truth is deeper. You don't lose because of what they said. You lose because your shadow took control. Today I will tell you a story, not just about controlling emotions, but about understanding the hidden part of you that reacts before you think. And at the end, I will share a simple daily practice that can slowly free you from emotional heaviness. Stay with me, because this might change the way you see every conflict in your life. Now, let us begin. In a quiet village surrounded by soft green hills, there lived a young man named Thomas. Thomas was strong. Strong arms, strong voice, strong presence. But inside, he was fragile. Not fragile in courage, fragile in peace. If someone criticized him, he reacted instantly. If someone insulted him, he felt it for days. If someone disrespected him, he replayed it in his mind at night. People said Thomas had anger issues, but they were wrong. Thomas did not have anger. Thomas had unhealed wounds. Every harsh word touched something old inside him, something he never faced. Without realizing it, Thomas carried every emotional reaction like a stone. Each insult became a stone. Each rejection became a stone. Each embarrassment became a stone. But here is what he did not understand. The stones were not just from others. They were pieces of his shadow, the parts of himself he never accepted. And with every reaction, his bag grew heavier. He thought the world was attacking him. But in truth, his shadow was asking to be seen. And until he learned that lesson, his journey would only grow heavier. One cold morning, tired of his own heaviness, Thomas decided to leave the village for a while. "I need silence," he whispered. "I need space." He began climbing the mountain path behind his home. The sky was pale. The air was thin. Birds rested quietly on branches. But even in that beautiful silence, his mind was loud. Every remembered insult replayed itself. Every past humiliation echoed. The bag on his back felt heavier than ever. Halfway up the mountain, he noticed an old merchant walking toward him. The man was thin, simple, carrying only a small bundle tied with rope. Yet his steps were light. His face was calm, almost peaceful. When they crossed paths, the merchant stopped and looked at Thomas carefully. "You walk like a man carrying more than a bag," the old man said gently. Thomas sighed. "I carry stones." The merchant's eyes softened. "Stones or stories?" Thomas froze. No one had ever asked him that. The merchant stepped closer. "Tell me," he continued, "when someone insults you, what hurts more? Their words, or what their words awaken inside you?" Thomas felt something shift. He had never questioned that. The merchant bent down and picked up a small stone from the ground. "Most people believe others give them pain," he said calmly. "But pain enters only where something is already wounded." The wind moved softly between them. "You do not react to their words," the merchant continued. "You react to the part of you that feels small, rejected, unseen." Thomas felt exposed. For the first time, he realized maybe he wasn't carrying their stones. Maybe he was carrying his shadow. Thomas looked down at the heavy bag on his back. For years, he believed every stone inside it belonged to someone else. "They did this to me. They hurt me. They disrespected me." But now, for the first time, doubt entered his mind. The merchant held the small stone in his hand. "Imagine," he said softly, "someone throws a stone at you." He gently tossed it near Thomas's feet. They walk away. Their moment is over. The old man then picked up the same stone and placed it in Thomas's hand. But the moment you decide to carry it, it becomes yours. Thomas stared at the stone. It felt small, so light, yet somehow so heavy. The merchant's voice grew deeper. "Your reaction is not weakness. It is revelation." Thomas looked confused. The merchant continued, When something triggers you, it shows you a hidden wound, a part of you that still seeks approval, still fears rejection, still carries shame. The mountain wind grew stronger. You think you are fighting others, the merchant said, but you are fighting the parts of yourself you never accepted. Those words hit Thomas harder than any insult ever had. Suddenly, memories flashed through his mind, moments from childhood, times he felt ignored, times he felt not good enough. He realized something powerful. The world was not attacking him. The world was revealing him. Tears filled his eyes. For years, he had tried to control people, but he had never tried to understand himself. And in that silent mountain air, Thomas understood something life-changing. He did not need to control the world. He needed to understand his shadow. The mountain stood silent around them. Thomas looked at the stone in his hand, and then at the heavy bag on his back. For the first time in his life, he did not feel anger. He felt awareness. Slowly he asked, "If my reactions show me my wounds, what should I do when someone hurts me?" The old merchant smiled. "Do not suppress it. Do not explode either. Pause and observe." He stepped closer. When you feel triggered, ask yourself, what inside me feels attacked right now? Thomas closed his eyes. He remembered a recent insult from a villager. He felt the familiar heat rise in his chest. But this time, he did not react. He watched it, under the anger. He noticed something surprising. Fear. Fear of being seen as weak. Fear of not being respected. The merchant nodded gently. Anger is often a guard. It protects something softer. Thomas's breathing slowed. For years, he had attacked others to defend a fragile part of himself. The old man continued, "When you drop a stone, you are not becoming weak. You are becoming conscious." With shaking hands, Thomas opened his bag. One by one, he took out the stones. Some he placed gently on the ground. Some he held for a moment, thanked them for the lesson, and then let them roll down the hill. With every stone released, his shoulders felt lighter. His breath grew deeper. The sky looked clearer. He realized something powerful. Control is not forcing silence. Control is choosing awareness. From that day on, whenever someone tried to provoke him, Thomas paused. He did not ignore the emotion. He studied it, and slowly, his shadow stopped controlling him. Because what you understand no longer controls you, and what you accept no longer needs to scream. Days passed. Thomas returned to his village. Nothing around him had changed. The same people, the same streets, the same sharp tongues. But something inside him was different. The first test came quickly. A man at the market mocked him in front of others. Before, Thomas would have reacted instantly. His voice would rise. His pride would burn. But this time, he felt the trigger. He felt the heat rise in his chest. And instead of throwing it back, he paused. He asked himself quietly, what inside me feels attacked? For a brief second, he felt that old fear again, the fear of not being respected. But now he understood it. He breathed slowly, and he let the stone fall. He did not insult back. He did not defend aggressively. He simply responded calmly and walked away. Something unexpected happened. The mockery stopped. The other man felt foolish speaking to someone who refused to fight. Thomas realized something powerful that day. Calmness is not weakness. It is psychological strength. When you do not react blindly, you break the emotional chain. Soon, people noticed a change in him. He smiled more. He listened more. He spoke less but with more weight. Because when a man controls his reactions, he controls his presence. And when he controls his presence, he influences every situation without force. Thomas no longer carried stones. He carried awareness. And awareness made him powerful. Now, my friend, let me give you something simple. Not complicated, not dramatic, but powerful. Tonight, before you sleep, sit alone for just 1 minute. Place your hand on your chest. Close your eyes. Think of one moment from the day that still feels heavy. Maybe someone ignored you. Maybe someone criticized you. Maybe someone disrespected you. Notice what you feel. Don't judge it. Don't suppress it. Don't justify it. Just observe it. Now ask yourself gently, what inside me was touched? Was it pride? Was it fear? Was it the need to be seen? Was it an old wound? Imagine that feeling as a stone in your hand, and then say quietly, "This is not my enemy. This is my teacher." Take a slow breath, and instead of throwing the stone at someone else, place it on the ground, not with anger, not with guilt, but with understanding. Because here is the truth. You cannot control what others say, but you can always control what you carry. Your reaction is power. Your awareness is freedom. Carl Jung believed that growth begins the moment we face what lives inside us. Every trigger is a doorway. Every emotional reaction is a message. And the person who understands their shadow walks lightly through the world. So next time someone throws a stone, pause, smile gently, and decide, will I carry this or will I grow from it? If this story touched something inside you, stay with this journey, because strength is not loud. Power is not aggressive. The strongest person in the room is the one who does not need to react. Until next time, walk lightly, observe deeply, and remember, your reaction is not your weakness. It is your power.